Hi everyone, welcome to the SuperClashBros, a podcast where we take a deep dive into the horror stories of Reddit and discuss the things that truly go bump in the night. My name is Trey, and I will be your guide through the strange and unexplainable this evening. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Trey, and tonight I am joined once again by my co-host Connor, and tonight I will be narrating the story. Tonight's story comes from the subreddit Paranormal, and is posted by user falsepedestrian. It is submitted by user falsepedestrian. And it is titled, Saw Something Very Strange While Grocery Shopping the Other Day. Before I begin, let me just say this is a true story. I'm not really into paranormal stories or movies or anything because it freaks me out and I feel like it invites stuff to you. So I'm not the type to go write a creepypasta or anything, but here it goes. So just a few days ago, I was at the grocery store with my baby in the cart. I was entering an aisle, and from my peripheral, I got a glimpse of a young-looking man, maybe around my age, which is 25. I was mostly looking at his profile, but he had young, smooth skin and a very sharp jawline, and he was wearing a green bomber jacket. He was smiling at my baby, so I knew he was about to look at me and address me. That's how it always goes with people. So when he looks at me, I realize that he's actually very old and has at least one bloodshot red eye. Like, he just looked messed up, and I honestly wasn't even able to look at him too much. He said to me, "Hi, sweetheart," in an old voice. I'm not a judgmental person, and I love when people give my baby attention at the store, but I do follow my intuition almost to an obsessive/compulsive extent. My intuition was telling me to walk away. I felt uncomfortable. I chalk this up to maybe he's kind of losing it, but might try to trap me in a long, uncomfortable conversation. Let me just say, I didn't feel afraid at all. I've felt what I think is evil before, and I did not feel that from him. Just uncomfortable, like his energy was overbearing and not something I wanted to be around. So anyway, I smile in his direction and then keep walking. I actually needed something from that aisle, but decided to loop around. So when I come back around to the aisle, he's still there, but he's looking at the opposite side that I need to be on, so I just go ahead and go into that aisle. As I'm looking for what I need, my baby starts making noises, and I can sense him look at her. I turn around, and this is where it gets weird. This guy now has the exact young face I saw on him originally. This time I'm looking at him straight on and clearly. He has young skin, no red eye, and he looks like a totally clean-cut guy. Same exact jacket. Then he says something like, "She's so cute," and he has a young voice. After I got home, I realized the similarities between that first season of American Horror Story with the ghost maid, who looked young to everyone except one guy, who saw her as old with one red eye. That's weird, right? I don't think he was a ghost, lol, but like, huh? Also, this guy looked like he could be from like the 50s or something. Military green bomber jacket with some normal straight jeans, and his hair had a deep side part with it combed over/gelled to the other side. Does anyone have any theories? I don't know. You got any theories, Connor?
So when I was reading it, I kind of got the impression that, like, you know how sometimes you get like a little like frog in your throat and like your voice comes out a little funny at first and you have to like like clear your voice and like, oh, okay, and I'm talking normal now. When she talked about his voice changing, I was like, that's probably the more likely thing there. As far as like the red eye goes, I could chalk that up to lighting. I could chalk that up to like maybe he was rubbing his eye before and like went away by the time she like came back around, or maybe I don't know. A lot of the comments seem to indicate that they think that it was just two different people.
Right, yeah.
But
I don't know, man. Like, there's one comment that says he's a shapeshifter, plain and simple, not a human. I like that. I'm gonna go with that. That's gonna be my opinion on this one.
You think he's a shapeshifter?
Yeah, I think he was a shapeshifter.
Interesting, because like it is fascinating when you describe someone who is like dressed out of their generation, right? Like,
Right.
it doesn't make any sense. Like, I was headed back from a business trip, and I was at I want to say it was the Chicago airport, and I was going to go buy a Gatorade while I was waiting for my next flight, and this man walked in, and I've seen people try to do like the vintage look, right, where they'll like put a piece of like vintage clothing. I kid you not, the dude was probably younger than us, maybe like 5 years younger than us. And he looked like he walked out of that '70s show. He had bell bottoms. He had the kind of open front, unbuttoned shirt. He had like the jackets that they wore back then, like the kind of brown jackets. And like his hair was like big and swoopy, like he was like from the '70s. And I'm like looking at this guy. I'm like, that's interesting. Like it felt out of place, you know, like you don't make any sense, right? Like, so I can see feeling weirded out by someone who's like clearly like not dressed or their hair doesn't look like it's from this time period, right? Like that is a weird sensation and it sticks with you for sure, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that, that would creep me out. If anything, I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Like I'm not much one for fashion, but I like seeing people be individuals. It's nice and refreshing sometimes.
The
Um,
question is like where do they even get those clothes? Because the clothes, at least in my
Thrift
example,
stores, probably.
they looked brand new. That was the
I
weird part.
mean,
I'm like,
maybe it's something that someone wore one time in the '70s and then just fucking got rid of.
I
Maybe
don't know,
somebody was
man.
cleaning out their grandpa's closet and just was like, "Oh, fuck this."
What if, hear me out, you wanted to talk about paranormal
Is he a
explanations.
time traveler?
No, even more
Okay,
paranormal, right? It's an alien who has shapeshifted into a person,
but got
but
the
their
wrong time period.
but their understanding of like humans is like, oh yeah, they look like this, they dress like this, and then they show up, and with no understanding that like
Their
fashion's
surveillance technology
changed.
is just like 40 years off.
Yeah, or they just don't understand that fashion changes, so they're
Yeah,
just like, yeah, that's a human, close
that's
enough.
pretty funny. I They turned that into a TV show, I'd watch it.
Also, I don't want to like shame anyone or say anyone is weird, right? But a young person, like, especially a young man, I don't know, it feels weird that you would see a baby and be like, "Oh, so cute." Like, I've never felt the compulsion to do that to a stranger in public,
Yeah,
ever.
today, when I was going to the polls to vote, like there was like a kid running around. I waved and I was like, hi. But like, I was like, oh, it's like you got such a cute kid, you know.
It's one thing if the kid like addresses you and you
Hmm.
just kind of like acknowledge them, like, "Oh, hello," but like, it's another to like go out of the way. That's kind of like an older person
Right,
trait
yeah,
I've
for sure.
noticed. So that kind of, however you want to describe this situation, the mannerisms are similar to that of an older person as well. So
Yeah, I don't like how he goes, hi, sweetheart.
that's a strange thing to come from a
Yeah.
young person too.
Well, no,
Like,
that came from like the old person version of him,
but
which I guess
still,
is like an old person thing, but like,
the same entity said that, right?
right,
And
yeah.
you know,
Maybe its mindset changes as well as its appearance. You know what I
hmm,
mean? Maybe it has like old person tendencies when it's old and young person tendencies when it's young.
could be. It's weird, but yeah, and it's strange too because it kind of flip flops in the story where it's like she's like, I was entering an aisle and from my peripheral, I got a glimpse of a young looking man, maybe around 25, and then the very next paragraph, he was smiling at my baby. When he looked at me, I realized he's actually very old. So it's like, did you misidentify him initially?
Maybe, yeah, maybe she saw the young person at first out of peripheral, and then like the older dude showed up, and they just happened to be like wearing the same outfit
or something similar to each
Yeah.
other.
Who knows,
That's
man?
what kind of like threw
There's
me
a
off a little.
thousand ways to debunk this. You know, or just like there was one comment that was like it was two separate people, you're just tired, you know. But you know, those aren't as fun. So I'm just gonna
You can
say
use
it's a
my
shapeshifter.
explanation. You
I
can
like
use,
mine. Mine's. I mean, I love yours too. That one's fun.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
But I like mine as well.
All right.
What do the viewers think? Leave it down in the comments.
Is it
What's your opinion of it?
Is it which of the options is it? Is it the shapeshifter? Is it an alien that can shapeshift? Or is it just two different people? Or is it something else?
Yeah, we'll be interested to see what you guys put. But yeah, I guess that's gonna do it for us tonight on this one, guys. If you have any stories you'd like to submit, you can do so via our email, which is scspookycast@gmail.com. We will leave that in the link down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, go buy some merch. We got some cool merch. But other than that, we hope you have a safe and spooky night. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.